Thanks, guys. We are here for Epsilon against AVANGAR. We just saw a 2-0 to start off this Group B. And now we've got the best UK core up against the best Kazakhstan team. And what are your thoughts on how this one will go, Dean?
Alright, GG.bet not considered a Kazakhstan team?
Yeah, but oh wait, I was going to say full Kazakhstan team, but I forgot that AVANGAR have Jame as well, so that kind of ruined it.
Yeah, they only have 4, so the Kazakhs, they need some Russian presence, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah, 2 Russians makes GG.bet a slightly better team than AVANGAR, apparently, so... I don't know, AVANGAR are a really good team. I don't even know if they're... Maybe they are better than GG.bet currently. I guess we'll find out. Beating Epsilon maybe would be a decent start. We've seen Epsilon have some pretty good performances over the last couple of months. We've seen them take down Navi and stuff, but that was also with a slightly different lineup. Of course, they had Cosmin instead of Jenko, but should be interesting. There we go. Knife round goes in favour of AVANGAR. Kicker clutches that one-on-one, and it is going to be down with the decision now about which side they want to begin this on, and it looks like they'll actually swap to the defense.
Yeah, and I think that we kind of discussed in the previous game, they certainly have lost quite a lot of firepower, and I just feel as though, I mean, AVANGAR, I think are kind of one of the teams that from the major, you should almost be looking at more than QB Fire, because they've continued to sort of trend upwards. Their recent form has been really impressive. They just beat Imperial 2-0 just earlier today, so that's certainly an impressive result. And also, Yenko, he was playing yesterday, and I saw he was struggling against Fragsters. I think on one of the maps he ended 6 for 21, so he's going to have to still gel with the team, get himself ready for this level of competition, and I wouldn't be surprised if AVANGAR could take this series 2-0, but certainly I feel like even if they lose Cobble, they're going to have a good chance to win the series overall.
Yeah, here we go. We are going to be indeed going live into this one now, so let's see what way it goes. I would agree that AVANGAR are definitely the favourites coming into this. And let's see if Epsilon are going to be able to maybe go ahead and prove us wrong, because Caster's course seems to have been in effect for both of us the past few days. Whatever we say, the opposite happens. So we'll see what way it goes. Bit of a pause coming in, though. I'm not quite sure what this is about. Hopefully it won't be paused for too long. Seems to be technical, Robin said. Yeah, it is indeed a technical pause. We don't have the exact specifics, but it's been removed, so it doesn't really matter now.
Now Robin just calling for that one quickly, but it looks like he's ready to buy it up, and he will drop a P250 for Smooya, as is common. Robin will go for a smoke and a flash, and as I was just saying, Smooya gets this P250 pretty often on the Epsilon side of things. Getting that P250, you can get slightly longer range headshots than you would have been able to with the Glock, so that's certainly something that could come through. And with the Kevlar as well, Smooya, I'm sure, will be feeling quite confident he can win some opening fights. Either way, we are going to see AVANGAR currently just spreading out into a fairly standard pistol round setup. However, Epsilon are all grouped up in towards mid, so they might be going for that mid push. And Jane has a pretty good position to watch at long range here. The jump, though, denies him the headshot, and now the Glocks are a little bit closer up here.
Indeed, closing in the distance actually does work out for Surreal. He gets himself one and a second, then Jenko chimes in as well, so... Right now, the UK Special Forces is just overwhelming this A bomb site, and you can see AVANGAR now with only 2 players remaining left to try and clutch it out. Not looking so likely. They don't currently have a defuse get in their possession. I don't think they had one in general, didn't they not? Ooh,
don't remember, but
Surreal.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Demas
is just sitting back as well. He's not really even looking to go for this one. That's a nice USP though. That new?
It's very pink. I feel like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's in one of the recent cases. I don't think it's that new, though.
Mm.
Who knows?
Looks pretty nice, though. I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Even with nearly 6,000 hours in this game.
Yeah. Well, Demasic is on 12 HP, Smooth is on 1, so it looks like they're both just going to not take the fight any further, and they will both save. So AVANGAR don't get a kill on the pistol round, and they will be hoping that they can now get something done with these pistols, because we've seen it previously, these upgraded pistols can do damage. Looks like Jame is going to be saving for that AWP, as is pretty common from a lot of teams. They like to have their AWP as safe, so he's not bought Kevlar. And we will just see Epsilon with a fair few rifles almost certainly take this round, but we'll get to see if AVANGAR can at least do damage.
I liked Robin almost died in the previous round because he decided to BM when it was only Demasic alive. He was running from the bomb. He stopped for a moment to type AFK question mark, and then the bomb took him down to like 10 HP, so it was close. It would have been some nice karma, but yeah. Force buy, of course, as you mentioned, for AVANGAR, only Jame decides to save. And we can see Epsilon are actually playing this one quite safe. They go for the 2 AKs, they go for the 1 Galil, a UMP, and a Mac 10. And they should be able to find this opening kill. You see Chak indeed is going to be able to drop Buster in towards the drop room. So, first blood found in favour of the UK side.
And with a minute left, Epsilon will group a little bit over towards B. 4 players there, and Smooya is waiting in the back lines to join the team, but he hears the steps from behind, so he won't join them yet, because first he needs to dispatch off Krisen. Just 1 kill for Demasic. Oh, a second headshot comes in, and all of a sudden it's back to a 2v2. Yenko still has this AK, so he will be hoping to hold this off, and in comes the rapid headshot to leave Kickert alone. He will also end up falling, but good damage done, and oh, Robin, I don't know if he's going to get the AK in time. No, it was thrown back to him, but he didn't pick it up. So that's another AK lost. Shouldn't be a massive deal, but certainly some damage to the Epsilon economy.
Indeed, it's pretty decent, but coming into this one now, they know they're up against basically a full eco. I like that we see a Zeus coming out. I don't really like it, but it's interesting to see, I guess is the best way to say it. 2 Mac 10s, 3 AK-47s for Epsilon to work with, and they shouldn't really have too difficult of a time right now unless they get caught off guard by this Zeus, which doesn't happen. And yet, he finds that for himself now. Actually, he doesn't. He's down on the ground.
Did it fire just before he died?
I don't know. I didn't hear the noise of it. Maybe it fired client side, so he didn't drop it. Could have been it.
Don't know. Either way, Smooth is still going. He wants another entry, and he's going to find one. Gets a second kill, swinging around, trying for the third, but Robin will make sure he gets the kill instead. But the Mac 10's getting the most of the kills. 3 frags between them. Surreal looking for this final one. Buster could get the frag through. Both players go down low. And I think Surreal will still want to hunt him down, but it is Smooya to come in from the back. Not with the Mac, though, so not any extra money on that kill, but now it will be the buy for AVANGAR. James does get that AWP. In the meantime, Epsilon could stick with these 2 Mac 10s, so a fast play wouldn't be a bad idea. Oftentimes in a round like this, teams would like to go aggressive quickly towards B, because Plat is a position that can be rushed down quite quickly, and Epsilon might go for that idea here into this round with their 2 Mac 10s.
We might have Smooya's logo. I'm pretty sure he just wrote Epsilon and that invasion. Fast side up towards B because they have to do Mac 10s. They want to bring up the pace, and Jenko, okay, the man we pointed out was coming in for the replacement of Cosme, and big shoes to fill. He started off with a nice opening at least, and that allows Smooya to push forward and successfully find the trade. Robin tapping through the smoke, almost lines up 2 players. But they are just behind the door, so no damage really going to be found for the moment. And now a 4-on-3 in favour of Epsilon if they have full control of the B bomb site. Surreal in a great position, but he perhaps goes for a bit of a overzealous peak right there as he does get taken down. So back into a 3-on-3 with a slight weapon advantage in favour of AVANGAR. Main problem is they don't currently have a defuse kit.
Ooh, Quicker with a quick kill on towards the site, and that means the 2 players holding further back are in trouble. James gets that wallbang headshot through over towards the stairs, and in the meantime, Quicker did double down. So AVANGAR do get their first round on the board, and they also get to save 3 guns in the end alongside the AWP, which is nice. An extra AK to boot, so good round for AVANGAR. They get to win the round pretty comfortably, but as we were pointing out, that was Epsilon taking a bit of a bonus round. Now they get a strong buy for this one. Smooya has that AWP, and we know how aggressive he can be, so definitely got to watch for him, especially with this spawn. I wouldn't be surprised if Smooya tries to peek out in towards B plat.
Yeah, looking like he is indeed going to be making his way quite fast into this position. Hits the B hop, Foon, yeah. But let's see. Not going to try and maybe find something over towards B, but for the moment, at least the CT is not really going to be peeking this one. I think they may have even boosted a player up on 3. They have indeed, so Buster up in this position is going to be quite strong. If Smooya does decide to walk out to try and find this opening pick, there will be a couple of different angles that he's going to have to clear. And right now, it looks like Epsilon want to try and focus towards getting this drop control, the drop control over towards this room. Molotov goes down into towards E-box, and we'll be able to at least get 1 player down, I believe. So a bit of map control taken in favour of Epsilon. And let's see what they actually now decide to do with this one, because they could split towards B, they could go back towards A and leave this player to try and cut off the rotates. Actually, a nice amount of damage there being found with that nade. Surreal down to 51, so decent enough for AVANGAR. And let's see where Epsilon are going to take this, and it's looking likely to be B. And actually, Smooya gets taken down by Demasic. Surreal successfully trades. The spray transfer almost comes in, but Buster's able to just spin around and take that one for himself. So good work. Will eventually be traded out by Jenko once again. So 3-on-3 now.
Ooh, and Robin quickly turns it into an advantageous position for Epsilon, especially as the bomb will now go down. James is here with the AWP, trying to get up close, but Robin playing on the edge of the smoke. Here's the shot, doesn't go for the peek. Now as the flash comes in, he tries to find it, but James gets back to cover. Vanguard still needs some kills here, though. Even though they've stayed alive, they need the frag soon. And there goes James for one. Oh, Robin whiffs his spray down, so it's up to Sack back towards B plat. He's been mollied out of the stairs position. The defuse could be coming in shortly. Indeed, the fake comes out. Sack only good for the one, but the time, I don't think he has it. It's close.
He has it, yeah. He has it. You have to look towards Robin there, not being able to connect that spray, and that's just so awkward. It was so low as well, 12 HP. That was very winnable for Shaq, but it just didn't work out.
Well, and Vanguard get a second in a row, but with the continual bomb plants coming in, Epsilon can keep up the pressure. Robin has the MAC-10, but that's the only weakness in the buy on the Epsilon side. Apart from that, they do have a few nades missing, but we might see some fast-paced play again, because they are grouping up over towards B. They have got successfully onto the B site a fair few times now, and if they could just close out the post plant, they would be good to go, and therefore they will try the B play again. The AK is already gaining so much ground. Surreal does damage. That coop position is so spammable that Buster could not survive, and that's the B site already lost. So the bomb will go down, and I think AVANGAR are probably going to think about saving here. They don't really have much money built up. Kicker could probably drop a gun if necessary. Oh, okay, there goes the shots through. Demasic just about gets that frag with assistance from James Orp. Don't know if that's enough to go for the retake, though.
Might be, actually. No, probably not with Smoothie been able to find at least one more kill. James successfully trades it out, but a 3-on-3 now bomb slowly beginning to tick away. And as you said, AVANGAR, they don't really have any economy built up, so they're going to try and save this one so they have something to work with in this next round. And that's a good one by Epsilon, able to just come into that with a few rifles. Well, the rifles mostly, and then that one MAC-10 just straight towards the B-bomb site, and it works out perfectly. Themselves up to 4 now. They reset the economy of AVANGAR, but as we mentioned, with them being able to save, they should still get a buy into this one. We can see Kicker can actually drop over one rifle, so it's only Crizzen who's going to be relegated down to a UMP. Other than that, it's a pretty great buy. No op still for Epsilon either.
Yeah, Smoothie had it that one round, but ever since not been able to pick it up, which is certainly something that he would have been hoping to get. Or he likes to play very aggressive with as well, so he can create a lot of space for his team, but not when he doesn't have it. With the AK, it's a little more difficult for him to make the place. He'll certainly still be capable with the AK though, so every chance they can still win this round, although that nade will slow them down early on because both Sack and Surreal have taken some damage. In particular, Sack down to 50 HP. And Epsilon will now just spread out. We've seen a fair few quick B pushes, but after that round was successful for them, but you know, they let the guns be saved. They don't want to go for it again. They think it's a bit too obvious, and they only really won that round because there was one player on the B site. So I don't think that was necessarily something they can continually go for, and they seem to agree. They're slowing it down, but they are going for the drop presence.
Yeah, they get one player down to that position again. Surreal, he seems to be kind of the dedicated lurker for this lineup. Let's see if he's going to be able to get anything done, as it looks like the rest of his teammates are going to make their way over towards A, where Smitty has actually pushed up very aggressively on ramp already, but Kicker holding on this angle. Let's see how it works out for Smoothie. Actually manages to make his way underneath this one. I don't think Kicker is going to expect this now. They should be Smoothie being able to find a free kill. Surreal gets one. And there you go, Smoothie. He's allowed to pounce there, and he opens up this A-bomb site. So good work by Epsilon. They should have control of this site now. And AVANGAR, once again, they don't get a fast kill. I think they're probably going to be just going for another save into this round. And I think already they've decided on the save.
And again, only saving 3 guns means the buy into the next round will be somewhat limited. They should get around $2,000 or so onto each player, so a couple of them will be able to buy up some guns and drop some over. I think James might just about be able to drop an M4 for a teammate if he wants to, but it's going to be very, very tight in terms of the money into this next buy. Whereas on the Epsilon side, they've taken another clean round, so their money should be on point. They don't really have to worry about that too much. And AVANGAR indeed will get to save all 3 guns, as should Epsilon. Yes, they all save from the bomb. So no action at the end of the round. Now I have to see what the buy looks like, because, oh, James can't quite afford that rifle. He's $150 off, so it's just going to have to be a FAMAS dropped.
Indeed. is a pretty solid buy from AVANGAR. It is a bit weaker than perhaps they'd hoped for, but being able to save once again allows them to afford something to this one. So they'll continue to put up a fight for now. Epsilon continuing on with the 5 rifles and see if it's going to work out for them once again, or if AVANGAR will eventually return it. Right now, Epsilon holding the default, but it seems like they're going to focus heavily over towards A and try and get this map control. Where currently there is 2 players awaiting, and as we can see, a third has just been rotated over. Kurt, good angle here. Turns from the flash. Only 1 player coming up through long as well. Currently, that's just Robin, and he gets taken down easily. So they know there's 2 players along. They have been able to get their way up through ramp towards the bomb site, and actually, as they run through the smoke, they don't expect Surreal, and he's allowed to go ahead and take himself 1. Didn't actually find the first. It was Yenko instead, but it's worked by Chak as well, coming down through drop room. So this round falling apart once again for AVANGAR. Epsilon just picking them apart.
Yeah, Buster was trying to sneak his way out of there, but not going to happen. Or rather, back towards the bomb site, actually. I thought he was going to go for the save, but no, the bomb was down on A, so he was trying to see if he could maybe get a kill or 2. Not going to come through, though, and Quickert is already running the hell away. Understandably so, in a 1v4. But the issue for AVANGAR is that now, after a couple of rounds where they did go for those buys, they could be in trouble, as could Smooya. No, I think he's fine. There was more time left than I thought. So Smooya's going to get away from the bomb. Should be living. Yeah, doesn't take any damage. And Kickert also gets to save his rifle, but it's not going to lead to a great buy for AVANGAR. You can already see minimal investment coming in. And they really need to get a full gun round. Maybe double AWPs is what they need. They just need to find some way to win here, because they were pretty big favorites heading into this game. And even though this is Epsilon's map pick, it's starting to get a little out of control here.
Yeah, certainly Epsilon impressing me right now. They're having some good performances, and right now they have themselves a nice little 6-2 lead, and they should be able to extend that even further unless Kickert can pull off something with this AK. Decent nade gun in there, does a bit of damage. Team of 6 down to 68. Kickert as well with a rifle down to 66, so we can sim up a little bit, and 1 less bullet will be needed for the fatal kill. But it doesn't matter, he goes in and just finds himself a quick headshot towards the drop room, as well as Chak taking quite a lot of damage down to 28, so good start into this round for AVANGAR now as they get themselves the man advantage, and it looks like they want to keep fighting towards the platform, which could maybe work out. The problem is there is 4 players in Smooya. He's the first one to go ahead and successfully return this.
Ooh, Buster does claim a kill before he goes down, but the rest of the AK should push in successfully. The trades, ooh, nearly there. Robin dinked down to 1 HP, but he just about replies with the headshot quickly enough. Either way, James has an AK and 2 low health players in front of him. James spots the first. The headshot comes in. Robin on just 1 HP could be in trouble. Peek comes out, but Robin just about gets the headshot. He was playing a pretty weird position there where he was kind of just out in the open, but maybe that was just something James didn't expect, because it allowed Robin to catch him off guard, and Epsilon just about hold on for the round win. And here goes an AWP for Smooya and double AWPs for AVANGAR. So proper buys coming in now.
Yeah, Buster is glass cannon, but hopefully won't be too big of a factor. It kind of does limit him in terms of being able to go aggressive early on, but he has that over towards B anyway. He's just sitting passive back in the coop. Cobblestone is a map in general where there's so few places that you can actually try and get aggressive to find those opening kills. It's just very predictable, and yeah, sometimes it's better to just sit back. And even the double up setup on Cobblestone isn't really something you need. It just really complicates the retakes, and so far Epsilon have been doing a great job at taking over the bomb sites, so it may even work against the AVANGAR. But let's see right now, once again, Epsilon just going for the standard A control. Putting a few players up through long, looking to try and take over the control of the halls. And maybe water afterwards, as you see a nice smoke going down, does force that player back off.
So 57 seconds left. Epsilon have time to work with, but previously they've gone pretty quickly in these rounds. Maybe this time they realize AVANGAR have more utility, so they are taking it slowly. Having said that, AVANGAR have 3 smokes left in their arsenal, so that's something that has to be looked at as the time ticks down. Nonetheless, Epsilon finally looking to commit to the push. Smooya is lining up the smoke, but Krizern has already caught 1 man out, and Jane will do the same. An easy kill in towards mid. They are still all on full HP on the AVANGAR side, and that trend continues. Kicker gets another frag through 1 by 1. Epsilon all go falling. Finally, a single trade comes out, but it didn't seem like their trades were really there for Epsilon. They kind of pushed out 1 by 1, didn't really expect the positions of AVANGAR, and it was those AWPs that made a slight difference, but mainly I think Epsilon just not pushing together as a unit there.
Yeah. Let's see now what's going to happen. Good round for AVANGAR to pick up. Epsilon, of course, they could still buy once again, but they invest basically everything into this round. So if we see AVANGAR taking this one, they should be able to start building themselves back up into a decent CT side. But Epsilon, it looks like they want to just go back to this B bomb site, looking like it's going to be a bit of a faster-paced round. And here we go. They just flash straight through the smoke, try to push forward, and Jack is actually going to be the one to open this up. Buster trades it out. Surreal once again in position, and ooh, nice trades coming back from AVANGAR once again, but Jenko from behind. He's in a great position. And nice little angle from Demus6. Spray transfer doesn't quite come in. But it was a very hectic round, and in the process, James was able to get himself into position to instantly return that onto Robin. So AVANGAR go ahead and chain themselves 2 rounds together. Epsilon, now their economy is going to be broken. It should be just 1 eco though coming in, and we should see AVANGAR now being able to get themselves up to a 5th round. But they do actually lose the double up. They take a lot of damage in that round.
Yeah, true, and they could still take some more damage in this round because Surreal has a Mac 10 alongside the pistols. TZs will be hoping to get up close, but they also have a Deeg in the mix, so can take some longer range fights if Jenko so desires. Flash is being lined up for mid. Jane playing the same position, so Smooya's flashes here will force him off the angle. That's a good counter for that one spot Jane has been continually playing, but now they still have to find the fights, and already Quicker gets the first. Prison comes in from the back. Again, just a shutdown. Kicker takes 15 damage, but that is it. And that was pretty well played by Epsilon, honestly, to get up close to use the flashbangs, but they just couldn't connect the shots, and this is starting to become a worry now. That's 2 rounds in a row where they've been pretty one-sided. Well, that recent round was close, but the one before that was very one-sided. So now that Epsilon have AKs again, they'll be hoping to compete a bit better here.
Yeah, surviving there with 5 players was perfect for AVANGAR. They're trying to go aggressive, but a Molotov being placed down is going to force them back from that position. So once again, Epsilon seems like they're just going for a default this time. Not really as much presence being put over towards A, which makes me think that once again they're going to try and get Surreal down to the drop room, because that was mainly where they had the most success. Getting that drop room control, having a player there that could just kind of be in a thorn in the side of AVANGAR. And there you go, Surreal once again down into drop. So with a lot of time left now, they have a long time to just make a decision about what they want to do to try and actually work something. Look at this Smooya, he's actually creeped out into this mid smoke. Let's see how this works out. Maybe able to catch a player off guard, and there you go, it works out perfectly. He takes JM and even falls back, so see what happens. And the CTs, because of that, they do go aggressive. Trades coming in, and it's back into a 3-on-3, actually 3-on-2. Another kill came in by Jenko that I did not notice, so Epsilon reclaiming the man advantage.
Not only that, but they pushed into connector where Smooya gets yet another kill. And Robin just about spots
I think he robbed the knife kill from Smooya.
We may have, yeah. Smooya, though, starting to show that aggression that we were talking about. That's sometimes the advantage of him having the AK. I'm sure he felt much more confident pushing through that smoke when he had the AK in play. He could go up close. But now he's back to the AWP, so he's got the chance to get the opening pick in a different way. In the meantime, AVANGAR have their double AWP set up back, so this is what got them those previous gun rounds. Let's see if it can get them another one here, because we are nearing the end of the half. And we are going to see Epsilon already have a couple of players over towards B, but they're spread out at the start of the round. Not going to see too much aggression come in. Smooya is just chilling it back this time around. And we're going to see potentially some drop presence, although that nade bounces back. That could have done big damage, but instead it does damage to Demusic.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to go ahead and try and focus on towards drop room again, something that has been working for them. And you can see AVANGAR actually this time going to be putting a player in towards this position and stacking up towards A, because they're expecting this split, it seems to come in once again. But this time Epsilon just making their way towards B, and I think they have a perfect read. Buster now the only player on this side of the map, or at least on the bomb site itself. He of course has that one player over towards the drop room, and he needs to try and get something done now with this op. He finds the first, he even drops the bomb, and he may be able to double down, but he doesn't connect the shot. Jenko has him pinned onto the statue. The Molotovs go in, and Smooya with the op going to be able to hit that shot. And he actually finds a second through the smoke while blinded. Need to be cautious though. Look at this flank that's coming into play. 2 players from behind. Demusic, he gets one, as does JM, and a man advantage now in favor of AVANGAR. And it's not really looking too good for Epsilon. They're kind of just trapped in towards this platform position. They have one player on low HP, and you can see Surreal finally steps it up, so he actually saves his teammate now to give them the chance to try and get onto this bomb site.
With 20 seconds left, they do have to make it a little bit quicker to get onto that bomb site though, and Surreal realizes that. He's just recovered the bomb, but in the meantime Quicker takes down his teammate. Push comes in, Surreal gets the first. This could be becoming a very real clutch now. He's brought it back to the one-on-one, but James nearly took him down there. The peek comes in, and Surreal manages to catch James, sorry, not James, James out there. James just, I mean, he knew where he was. That was somewhat surprising. I'd have thought he'd have got the kill when he was planting, but no, doesn't work out. And AVANGAR have a tough bye for the last round of the half.
Indeed. It's going to be a difficult round. Epsilon looking likely that they may be able to take themselves double digits. Let's see if that's going to happen. In UMP, 3 CZs and 1 Deagle in play for AVANGAR currently. And Epsilon, I think they know they're up against a bit of a weaker buy, so they are just going to be continuing on with this default that so far has worked. Let's take towards drop room. Perhaps it could be a little bit dangerous up against these pistols. So let's see if they maybe decide against that one in this round and maybe try and work some other map control, but Surreal and Chak once again seem to be trying to actually at least show some presence towards this position. Surreal with a Molotov in to try and force any players blow out into the open, so he was trying to maybe just get an opening kill. As we can see right now, AVANGAR not really hiding. They are actually trying to hold these angles quite actively, so challenging towards the drop room. Oh, and Dima, he actually goes ahead and capitalizes on that. The Molotov going down means he can push forward, but as we can see, Epsilon, they've decided to just make their way back towards this A-bomb site. And right now, 2 players in position, 1 being boosted into drop room for the potential for a quick flank. And this could be quite good right now for the CT side. Let's see, Epsilon, they make a move in, but all the info seems to have been already gained by AVANGAR. There you go, James gets the first Smooya. Less QQ, more Pew Pew. But it's actually going to be Jenko to step it up. I think he takes one in the background there by an accident, and he steps it up for the hat-trick. It's fallen apart once again for AVANGAR as Jenko, or rather, gets himself 4. Prison now the last man standing. Is he going to be able to do anything? He has to go for this, of course. He retrieves himself an AK to work with. And now he's just creeping his way up towards the ramp. And he's going to be able to find that opening headshot. Denies the ace. Now he still has 2 more to find. Let's see if it's going to work out. Has the flashes he's used. Does spots out the second player by dropping Chak. But he doesn't expect doesn't expect Smooya rather to be on the site. So Prison, he may get caught off guard. And oh, he has no idea. There we go. No scope comes in by Smooya. Was the no scope really needed? That could have been awkward.
Alright, yeah.
Maybe he scoped and the GoTV just didn't show. It works,
Didn't even need to shoot, really. I mean, I guess it's a risk scoping in as well if you give away your position, but either way.
You can be fast. You can be fast at the scope. The no scope is risky because of the bullets.
It's pretty embarrassing. Well, I guess the no scope has way more chance of missing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, good to see Jenko stepping up after he had a bit of a rough performance yesterday. I think Smooya was saying on Twitter that Jenko was a bit sort of down after yesterday's games, where I think he realized his performance wasn't up to the level he was expecting. But yeah, Jenko, yeah, certainly stepping up in that round. He'd had a decent performance before that. And for once, it's actually the 3 UK players on the top of the scoreboard for Epsilon and in the entire server. So that's something you don't see too often, other than in full UK games.
Yeah, we have a little break here before we get back into the action. The players given a little bit of time to maybe go to the back room, etc. if they want, get a quick drink before we do get right back into some entertaining CS. And that was a very impressive half coming in by Epsilon. Get themselves a 10-5 lead. It is a map that's usually considered maybe to be slightly biased towards that T side, but I wouldn't say it's 10-5. So let's see what AVANGAR are going to be able to do now. Will they pick up this pistol? Will they get themselves right back into this game? Or we'll see Epsilon managing to actually go ahead and just solidify this lead even further. And we should find out quite soon now as we do resume the action.
No defuse kit for Epsilon on their CT side. AVANGAR will go for 1 set of nades. Well, not a full set of nades, but a smoke and a molly for James. And we are going to see Epsilon go for their classic pistol round play with the boost in towards connector. Unfortunately for them, that might not be the best of ideas because Jenko is very isolated on the B site. And he's going to be under pressure. Gets the first kill, though, so there we go. Second comes in as he spams away. Looking for more. Jenko stepping up again. The jump comes out from Kriza, and he finally finds a trade, and Jenko is also stopped. But the damage is already done. It's only Buster left alive, and he is in towards drop, but he doesn't have the bomb, so he has to push out towards B, and that means that Epsilon can control the fights.
Yeah, Shaq just waiting for contact to be taken and then he can go for the peak. Doesn't want to give the chance for a one-on-one. Smooya, he has the angle held. And the info is actually being gained. And Shaq throws a Molotov down as well. So Buster is going to be forced to back off from that position for the moment. Does look to try and reapproach from drop room once again. Still 3 players to find, and it's just going to be so awkward long range with this Glock. And there you go, Smooya wins out the fight. So Epsilon up to 11. And Jenko stepped it up massively in that round. It was all 3 UK players, I believe, to find kills. Jenko with 3, Smooya with 1, as well as Surreal picking up a single frag. So good work. Vanguard don't get the bomb plant. So we should see the force spike coming in. And as you can see, they get pistols and Kevlar. 1 smoke in terms of... Oh, 2 smokes actually in terms of utility. So perhaps we could see them use them somewhere effective.
Potentially. We'll see. Looks as though Buster and Jame currently split up, so don't expect the smokes to be used yet. Jame is over towards A, Buster is over towards drop. And he goes up and does a tiny bit of damage. We've got a couple of SMGs in the mix, but it's actually mainly rifles. 3 rifles in play, and ooh, Christen's already got the first kill. He goes down to 7 HP, but in the meantime, Buster, trying to get the flank through, just about comes out on top. So the Pistols win 2 fights. They do take a lot of damage on both those players, but they have the man advantage now. As the push comes in towards mid, Smooya has to find at least 1 kill here. He has to, but he doesn't get anything. It's going to be T-Sac who has to try and hold it off, but AVANGAR just absolutely annihilate Epsilon with just the Pistols.
Yeah, this works out perfectly somehow. Don't lose a single player. Buster takes down Surreal as well. And that round just crumbles apart for Epsilon. The CZs are too much to handle. And now Epsilon are going to be the ones most likely we're going to force by. I'd say they could probably just go ahead and eco actually, because of the current scoreline. They could focus on getting out the utility and the ops in that first gun round. But it seems like they're all going to buy up, including Smooya. So the op isn't going to be a priority for now. Perhaps they think they can go ahead and return this with the 3 CZs, the 2 Deagles, 2 smokes, and 1 flash. And let's see, AVANGAR playing this quite safe. They actually have 4 rifles. 2 of those being FAMAS's, 1 M4, 1 AK, and then a Mac 10 in the hands of their opper, who is Jame. So let's see now. At least for the moment, this seems to be a fairly slow round from AVANGAR. They're putting most of their presence on the A side of the map. Looks like they will be focusing over towards this position, but for now they're really yet to make too much of a move. Slowly clearing out corners over towards A long. Being methodical and making sure these pistols can't catch anyone off guard. And let's see if Smooya can get work done as spot for the players. Decide to hang around and fight. Instead, he falls back. Allows for himself to stay alive at least for the moment and try and play with his teammate a little bit better. Ooh, he has a flash as well. This could work out really well.
Flash goes in. Jenko elsewhere with the doing damage, gets the frag through the smoke. So it's Buster to go down first. In the meantime, Smooya also has the Deeg in play, but he is going to reposition, and that means that T-Sac's kind of been left for dead there, stuck to the right side of mid. 45 seconds, so AVANGAR don't have to push, and they might not want to because a rotate is coming in, but AVANGAR pushing into the stack. 3 CTs here, but Chrisen's already found the first. There's another entry, making it look a little bit easier. Smooya has a rifle, but not for much longer because he is sidelined. It's just Jenko left. He got the first kill. There are a few players low on health. In fact, they're all down to around half or less. But Jenko himself has gone down to just 4 HP, so I don't see him winning this out. Should be crossfires lined up from AVANGAR as well, and yeah, Jenko is just stuck in towards that vent room.
Yeah, there was a good opportunity there. If you had got Jame, who was only on 5 HP, then Demasic not too healthy either, Chrisen on 22. There was a good opportunity to at least find more damage, but in the end, he does get taken down. Epsilon now will be going for a full eco, it seems. And it seems like the only investment they have so far is that 1 Zeus on the Robin, so $200 for that one. And let's see what he's going to be able to find. Maybe, I presume he'll bring that in towards either the drop room or maybe the broken wall. Most common spots. And yeah, I think he is just bringing that in towards the drop.
Yeah, that's where he is currently. Shouldn't really be anything too important coming into this round. Quick reminder, though, that the winner of this matchup will get to face off against Sprout in the winner's match, whereas the loser goes up against Quantum Bellator Fire. So that's something to look forward to into the future of this tournament. But already, Robin chunked down to 40 HP. They'll be hoping that that Zeus can still find some action, but I'm not sure if AVANGAR will be pushing here. They've just spotted out a couple of players towards B plat. Now, though, Epsilon, after firing a couple of shots there, will try and rotate towards A. But remember, they still just have default pistols, so even though they're stacked together, this is going to be unlikely. And actually, the bomb is stuck around towards B, so AVANGAR have read this, clearly.
Yeah, they're just going to be able to walk out onto this B-bomb site for free. USP is that long range, I was going to say unlikely they can do too much, but a kill has been found. Robin gets his Zeus kill as well. So it's getting a little bit awkward. Damage is being done, but the kills will be found once again by the rifles. As an advantage now going to be in play for a Vanguard. GG.bet does have a FAMAS though. The only problem is James coming in on the flank. I think he has now been heard, and definitely since he went for those shots, his position will be known, but he's still allowed to just go in and get that kill quite easily up against the Kevlar-less opponents. And $1,200 there into the bank of the Opper for a Vanguard. So Epsilon only having USP is getting 2 kills out of that isn't really too bad. They're able to at least get a couple of kills, do a bit of damage, and now they will be fully invested into this one. And Smee could get a glass cannon off if he wanted. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. He does indeed. So probably for the best. Smee can really have a lot of impact on this weapon, and you can see other elsewhere they don't really have the best firepower. So let's see. Oh, not a great start. Jane wins it out.
Smee is all gone. I do love the sound you get when you kill someone with a Zeus. They just go, the enemy makes a little screaming sound. That was more like a bird.
I don't even know. That's what I heard in the background. That's how I realized there was a Zeus kill. I didn't even see it coming in. All I heard was the noise and scream in the background.
Well, that orb's been recovered. Sack's going to go ahead and fall back to the A site with that one. I think he's going to still be alone on the A site as well, so he's going to have to be a little bit cautious of both positions. But speaking of being cautious, Robin should have been more cautious because Krizen's come through with the kill, and Epsilon now are very spread out. The trade frag's not looking likely, and that means someone's going to have to step up here over towards B because Vanguard look likely to push towards that site.
Yeah, looking very likely. Only one player in position currently. That's just going to be Surreal. Has been having a pretty good game, but this may be just a bit too much to ask of him. Jenko does rotate in, but it's actually Chak to fall first. Demasik able to go ahead and lurk his way out through A long and get that kill. But I think with the current time, they probably are still going to make their way onto B. I think at this point they kind of have to, and it doesn't really seem to make much of a difference. Kickart gets another, and now it's all onto Jenko. He has been spotted, and he will be taken down. So a perfect gun round comes in from a Vanguard. They get themselves up to 9 rounds. Doing the difference now, as they should be able to close that gap even further. Epsilon, all they get really into this one is pistols, maybe a couple flares on Kevlar, but I don't really think they should be investing too much. They want to focus on getting that strong buy round.
Game's starting to get a little close though. 4 rounds in a row for a Vanguard. Remember, this was Epsilon's map pick, so if they lose here, heading into Train, I believe is the second map, they will be looking a little bit, worried if they lose, but they're still in the lead for the time being. They just have to make sure they get a full buy together into the upcoming round, which should be the case. I mean, Robin's brought down a little bit, maybe a little bit too much, but he can still get something. And either way, a Vanguard just going to be holding back, as we have seen in plenty of rounds from them. Not too much going on at the start of the rounds here. The nade does land in the face of Jenko, so that's the first damage done. He's down to half HP. Well, Robin gets the dink off, but ends up going down, and Smooya manages to die to a molly. I think the nade assisted that frag. There we go, the rifle's doing all the damage. CSAC has just rotated in, the P250 out. Does get 1 kill, shouldn't get anything else though. There we go, very open, so it's an easy trade kill. And AVANGAR are up to double digits. They have a lot of money on their T side. And yeah, they're looking in pretty good shape here, to be honest. Unless Epsilon can, start to win some rounds, Vanguard are looking good for the comeback. Especially because, I mean, they've got all that money. They can afford to lose 1 round right now.
Yeah, they definitely can. Let's see right now. They're looking to maybe try and just go a little bit faster paced into this one, grouping up over on the A side of the map. Only 2 players here. One of them with the op was able to actually get himself a bit of... Actually, no, it wasn't actually a player with the op able to get any contact. Rather, it was the T side shooting the op there, which allows for their presence to be known. Doing it now over on Long with his own AWP. Let's see what he can find as the players make their way straight up to the ramp. And actually, a couple players dropping out of the balcony now. The flash makes it so awkward. Neither player are able to spot their opponent, and Buster wins out 2 fights somehow. Vanguard now with a 5-on-3 is Surreal rotating in to try and do his best to assist. Will get 1 Smooth, able to chime in as well. Suddenly it's back into an equal situation, but it doesn't really last for very long. Jenko and Surreal now are left to try and save this one for Epsilon to deny AVANGAR from being able to equalize the scoreline. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it. Jenko has a nice little angle, at least spots out the first player making his way into wood. But he doesn't really connect too much damage, and AVANGAR still have quite a lot of time to work with, so they're just taking this one slowly, waiting to see if any mistakes are made and if they can find themselves another pick.
Yeah, Quick Up being boosted up. They have got time to work with, but they also have to recover the bomb on the AVANGAR side, and they will push together. There goes Jenko, though, trying to go aggressive. Ooh, Surreal gets the 1 kill, but Jenko's so low on health, still gets the 2nd. Not going to find anything else, though. He was on just 2 HP, so Quickut was always going to be favored in that fight, and he even gets to save an AWP as AVANGAR win plenty of rounds. They've only lost the pistol round of this second half. Ever since they won that force, they've continued to keep on winning. 6 rounds in a row. Likely to be 7 as well, because Epsilon yet again only have pistols.
Yeah, this comeback now from AVANGAR has been very successful so far on the T side. Epsilon yet to get themselves a single gun round on this CT. The only round they've picked up so far was the pistol, and losing up against the pistol since then, it's been AVANGAR that have just been full of momentum and confidence. That's a decent nade, I guess. Does a bit of damage onto Crizant. Quickart as well, taking down to 88. But nothing really too substantial, as AVANGAR still working with a great deal of firepower in comparison to what Epsilon are able to actually field into this one. And they still have a lot of time to make a decision about what they want to do as well, so let's see where they eventually decide to take this. Right now they are just focusing mostly on B. They have a couple of players waiting to see if anyone gets aggressive from Epsilon on the A side of the map. Because they have a lot of time, they aren't really in too much of a rush.
Now with 50 seconds left, we'll have to start thinking about that time. It's not too important yet. Crizant's still sticking around towards B, but the rest of his team are currently going back towards A. So it looks like AVANGAR have made their decision, but there are already 2 players in towards mid for the CT side, and Robin is ready to rotate. A smoke has also just gone down. This could be dangerous for AVANGAR. The time is going to be a factor here. 20 seconds left. AVANGAR could be under pressure now. Here we go. Push comes to the site, but James gets the initial entry. Robin is in the exact same position, so they don't expect him to be here, and he drops down the bomb. Trades go back and forth. Sack gets another. Robin pushes through. Only the dink on the 2nd. Wow, James survives on 1 HP. That means he can get the bomb down. Surreal, though, could very well win this. He's in a 1 versus 2. With full HP, he actually has the health advantage, but he has got 2 players to try and find. And Surreal now will be spotted. Crizant taps off his head. Very, very close there, but not quite good enough. It's AVANGAR who are now in the lead.
Yeah, picking themselves up 7 rounds in a row now. Epsilon, they get the buyback out, they get the op onto Smooya. They get a decent amount of utility as well. And let's see how this one's going to work out, because right now AVANGAR are really beginning to run away with this game. If they win this round, they should be able to get themselves up to most likely 14, because Epsilon wouldn't really be able to buy. So right now Epsilon, they need to start finally building up something on the CT side and showing what they can do. So far we haven't really seen too much. Worth noting as well, AVANGAR are just taking this really slow. They've just been using defaults. It's not like they've really had many set strats. They've kind of just been picking apart the defense bit by bit. They've been working very successfully so far.
Yeah, certainly. And heading into Train, that's going to be the next map. AVANGAR have won 5 in a row, recently beating Imperial 16-5 on Train. So they will be confident on that map when it comes through. And if they've won Cobblestone, that could allow them to win this series 2-0. But that's not in the bag just yet. They still need to close out Cobble. And Sack is up close. The smoke goes down as he hears the flash come through. Sack now will be mollied and naded out, down to 42 HP. But he does get to fall back safely. Either way, good damage done from the T side there. Buster, in the meantime, just making sure there's some presence over towards B, but AVANGAR look fairly set on this A-sided push.
Yeah, looking like it is going to be the end point. Surreal, though, over on B. They're close to the platform. Might be able to find themselves 1 kill at least to try and at least get them that man advantage going in towards the retake, and hoping that Epsilon will be able to actually hold this one down. And there you go, Surreal get the opening kill. Smooth, you're going to be able to chime in with the op as well to drop Kickard. And now a 2-man advantage for Epsilon, as we also see Jack in the back of the bomb site. It is going to be checked, and actually Crizant manages to win out that fight somehow. So the bomb plant should be found. Demastic finds 2 as they jump out of balcony. Robin trying to help Smooya, but instead he just hands his life away. And now Jenko and Surreal are left to try and save this one, and they started off quite well. They find that opening kill. Prison and Demastic not really looking too healthy neither, so definitely a winnable situation. They have a bit of utility remaining, they have the defuse kits, and they have the HP to back it up. So let's see how it's going to work out. Now the M4 is moving fast. First kill going in favour of Jenko. And now it's all onto Prison on 12 HP, and he's not going to be able to win it out. So finally Epsilon, they're able to get themselves a gun round on the CT side to go ahead and equalise the scoreline once again. But they do with only 2 players alive, and AVANGAR have a pretty great economy built up at this point after winning 7 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. Money's certainly good, as you said, thanks to that 7-round win streak you pointed out. And if I'm a Vanguard, I don't think I'm switching anything up here. That was just 1-round win for Epsilon. I'd just continue to go for the slow plays because they've been working really well before that. And if it comes out on top again, then you break Epsilon's economy. And if our Vanguard win this round, then they are in pole position to take this map away, to steal this map away from Epsilon. Because this was, a reminder, Epsilon's map pick. So they really need to make sure they can win this round. A crucial round for them at this point. And early on, AVANGAR are just taking things slowly again. So I'm quite happy to see that they realize that round was just just 1 round. Their slow plays have been working very, very well every single time before that. And there's no need for them to switch anything up, really.
Indeed. AVANGAR just continuing on, as you said, with the slow plays. 1 player over towards A, just trying to creep up too long, and he may actually be able to get himself into a pretty good position. Chap is the sole defender on this side of the map, and it's a real nice damage, gets 1 kill as well. And Robin there to trade it out on towards Kicker. So really good work early on by Epsilon. Into this one, Prison dinked down to 10 HP as well. I think because of this now, the T side are just going to go back and commit towards A, where it's actually only going to be Chak. He could maybe get caught off guard by a couple of players if they decide to come up the ramp. Let's see which way this goes. As we can see, I don't think they're aware Demastic has already been able to creep onto the bomb site.
Well, push has come in. Smooya, as you were saying, might not be aware. He is indeed caught out. James trying to get the shot back. Actually moves before he pulls the trigger, so that is not going to connect. He has to cross to the site, though. Indeed he does, but Krizen is in on the flank. Molly's going to go in towards the vent room. That's going to force the player forwards, and Robin will also be taken down. Jenko again with a snappy headshot. His aim has been pretty on point so far, but he's got 2 more to find. Jenko doesn't exactly know where they both are. They are both towards long. Ooh, the incendiary deployed here. That could get a kill. Yes, it does. Jenko hunting the last man down as he gets the clutch. Jenko stepping up in a big way for Epsilon. He is performing so far today, and fair play to him. That was a well-played clutch. That incendiary was a bit fortunate to find the frag, but he got the kill, and then he knew where the last man was. That first headshot as well, very quick. You know, credit to Jenko. He might have just saved Epsilon there.
Certainly may have. That was such a crucial round to win. If they didn't, they would have been reset. So it was one they definitely needed to pick up in order to keep themselves in this game. So let's see what happens now. The problem is they only live with 1 player once again. AVANGAR still able to buy into this one. If they pick up just a single round, they will still be in a situation where the economy of Epsilon will be completely broken. And they know this, so let's see what they decide to do right now. Looks like they're just going to try and up the pace, take their way in towards B, where 3 players are going to be awaiting. The opening kill goes in favour of AVANGAR. Surreal steps it up to take 2. And Robin dies in the process. So into a 3-on-3 now, equal situation. But Smooya holding the angle able to shut down James. Epsilon in a 3-on-2 with AVANGAR. Kind of just stuck towards that platform at the moment. They're not really able to push forward. They're hoping to maybe try and find an opening kill. And so far they haven't really been able to do so.
Ooh, a much faster push for AVANGAR. It didn't work initially, but now they've brought it back to a 2-on-2. And the boost coming in. Krizen already has 3 frags. And he's hungry for the 4th. The angle could work out for him. He's looking back towards drop. Now back towards door. Spots them out. Oh my god. Krizen sprays them both. That is so sick from him. 5 kills. An ace for Krizen. Jenko stepped up in the previous round, but Krizen just says, anything you can do, I can do better. Gets all 5 frags. And now Epsilon are in dire straits.
Yeah, that's really not good right now. Epsilon just, their economy completely destroyed. AVANGAR if they win this round, then it's going to be an eco for Epsilon, most likely. They'll be able to get themselves up to map point. And yeah, as was mentioned, this was the map choice of Epsilon. They got off to such a great start. And it's kind of just fallen apart since they swapped over to the defense. It hasn't really been the same lineup, the same team, really. I guess this is the way to put it. They haven't been shown the same sort of flair. Players beginning to cool off, perhaps. Worth noting as well that Chak and Robin are kind of struggling a bit. The other players are very close to each other. 22, 22, and 21 onto the 3 UK players. And then Robin and Chak kind of struggling, and usually they're pretty consistent performers as well.
And those two struggling, as you were saying, is probably the main issue, as James again manages to pick off Robin, who tried to go aggressive. Sak is also going to be taking some fights, and if he were to fall, then this round could be finished, but he gets a kill first, and he's also given the team time for the rotate. All 3 UK players sitting patiently on the A site. Can they set up the crossfires they need? Here we go, the push coming in from AVANGAR. With 35 seconds left, they are committing to A, but already the first and second kill come in. Demasik ends up with a double spray down, and even though Epsilon were in position, they get outdone by the rifles, and now they are in a rough spot. It looks like they're actually going to eco one to just play for overtime, and I don't mind that at this point, because their buy would be so atrocious that I don't think they would really have any chance. So just one eco, and they're going to have to try and rely on overtime.
Yeah, Zeus coming in again for Robin. Perhaps would prefer to just see that extra $100 spent for a P250, but right now, anyway, it doesn't really seem like it's going to matter. Demasik just picking them apart. Should have the 4th kill. And there you go. I won't get the ace though. The other player on the last player was on the other side of the map. Kickart was able to take that one. And AVANGAR get themselves map point now. So Epsilon, they need to try and grind out 2 rounds in a row. We haven't really seen them be able to do that one. They've done it once. They picked up 2 at one point thanks to Jenko stepping it up, and also the round before that they were able to take it with 2 players alive. So even when they did win the rounds, they weren't very clean. And right now they don't have a great buy. They don't have the op for Smooya. They have the 4 M4s. They have the 1 UMP. They also have their back against the wall, as they need this round to keep themselves alive in this first map.
Well, it's now or never for Epsilon on their own map pick. They really need this round. Will we see someone step up? We saw Jenko step up previously. Maybe it's someone else's turn to lead the charge. Push coming in towards mid. James has the AWP. Molly is on point. Smooya's got to be dead. He's so much damage done to him, but he's got the smoke, so there we go. He survives on 50 HP. They do know where Smooya is now, but AVANGAR have fallen back. In the meantime, Demasix pushed out to A long. Smooya is going to try and fall back, does get to do so. Push came in towards mid, but now Epsilon will play safe, and with 58 seconds left, again, AVANGAR taking their sweet time.
Yeah, Jenko though, he is going to be the first player to go down to Demasik, and not a great start in this round for Epsilon. There's very little time left, so perhaps if they can drop this bomb and just delay the push for a while, it's possible. But Chak, he has to really step it up now in this position. He does well to find the first kill at least. Still a lot more players, and he's just in a position where he can't fall back. Prison just keeps pre-firing, and eventually he gets the kill. Luckily enough, Smooya now is in position, so he's able to trade that one out, but he is low HP. And oh, Buster from behind as well is able to take down Surreal and Connector. So now a 3-on-2. Robin and Smooya to try and keep Epsilon alive in this map, and it's not really looking too likely, as you can see right now. Oh, actually, the bomb making its way back to B. Should just about have enough time to get on towards the site, but it won't really matter. Buster is there to shut this one down. He takes out Robin, and AVANGAR get themselves a 1-0 starting this map. Don't go too far. We will be coming back quite soon, but before we go to a break, we will send it back to the studio to discuss the map that we just witnessed.